It's the end of the year, and I know what it feels like when you feel the need to shift. You feel the need to enter this new era, and that requires to change your life. But to change your life, you got to change things. And people often don't even know what to do. They don't really know what are the changes that need to happen. But it's so obvious. What you have to change is starting with yourself. You need to focus on you. Once you change who you are, how you behave, how you act, how you think, the whole world around you will change. They will have to match this new energy that you put out there. You need to change and invest in yourself to make yourself your most valuable asset, to make yourself so remarkable that it is impossible to ignore you. The world will have to reward you. Your energy, your essence, your value will be so strong that things will start manifesting for you because they will have no other choice to match who you have become. You don't have to focus on anything else outward. All you have to do is focus on yourself. But what is crucial for you to understand is that you are the only person that can change yourself. You are the one that has the power to change you. No one else can change you but yourself. And the reason why I want to emphasize this point is because there was someone in my life, a very close one, someone that I loved, that was an addict. And when you are into this realm of substance abuse and addiction, you are taught that you cannot save that person. You cannot change that person. The only person that can change them is them themselves. So the only advice that people give when you deal with someone that has a substance abuse is that you need to focus on yourself because you being the best you is the best thing you can do for the other person. But we're not that different than them. We might not have a substance abuse, and maybe we do, but there's a chance that you don't, just like me. And we're also addicted. We might not be addicted to drugs and alcohol, but we might be addicted to laziness, to social media, to video games, to junk food. You know what we could also be addicted to? We could be addicted to stress, to self-pity, to negative self-talk. To some extent, we are all addicted. We all have a vice and towards something that is holding us back from changing because we are addicted to that feeling. It gives us comfort. It feels like that is the solution. Oftentimes in substance abuse world, there's a misconception that people have the problem of substance abuse, but no. People that are addicted view the substance as a solution to the problems. Right now, you have a problem you want to change, but you're not changing yourself. So you go towards some sort of abuse, a behavior that you're addicted to soothe yourself, to forget the fact that you're not working on yourself. But the only way that you can escape this, to break this pattern, is to start working on developing yourself, on investing in yourself, on healing yourself. To change yourself, that requires work. That requires you to look at yourself profoundly. That's the only way you can reach your potential. You cannot skip the work. And working at the beginning, it feels really hard because it's new and unfamiliar. But it doesn't have to feel hard forever. Just think of yourself going towards your job. When you start a new job, when you start work, at first it's uncomfortable, it's difficult because you don't really know how people operate, but over time you realize that you just go to work and you do the work and you know what to do, so it's easy to do it. Even though it's work, you still find it easy because you just know what to do. It's the same thing when you start working on yourself. At first, it feels very difficult because you don't really have a routine, you don't really have a pattern, you don't really know how it works. But over time, you realize that you will get used to that work. It will become routine, and your self-development work will just be part of something that you do regularly. It won't feel as difficult. Like I work on myself every single day, but it doesn't really feel like I am working on myself in some way. It doesn't feel hard because it's just part of who I am. I want your self-improvement to become part of your routine, to be part of you in your everyday life. Your self-development will eventually be a no-brainer. You have to trust that. And it's your inability to accept that this will be a forever thing is what makes it hard for you to do. You have a resistance towards this new lifestyle. But again, just trust that it's because it's unfamiliar, because once it becomes part of your routine and who you are, it won't feel as hard anymore. And I want you to realize this, most of what comes into the way of your success right now isn't anyone else but you. It's your habits, it's your trauma, it's your limiting beliefs, it's your inability to set strong boundaries, it's your inability to say no. You are the one that is the problem in your life. You are the only thing that's coming in your way. That's why you have to focus on yourself. And don't view that as a punishment. It's a privilege to be able to work on yourself. Do you realize we don't have to worry about shelter, about food, about running away from terrorists? We are safe. I mean, I'm assuming that if you have the opportunity to watch my video right now, if you relate to this, we are so privileged. It is a gift that we get to work on ourselves. The fact that we have the ability to reach our higher potential, to level up, to gain wisdom, to have the space to ask ourselves questions for our personal growth, that is so beautiful. You need to honor that. You need to respect that. And you have so much to give because whatever you have gone through, whatever you learn, whatever you heal, that is some bits of wisdom that you can share for other people. Those are things that you will understand so well about yourself that when you meet someone else that is going through something, you will be able to understand them and relate and even offer your support because you have done your work. And then you have impact on people and people remember you. People will want to be close to you. You will attract good things in your life because of the energy you're putting out there. We are so fortunate that we can set goals for ourselves. This is so exciting. Sometimes people view that as a punishment. Oh, I have to work on myself. No, this is freaking amazing. And the sky is the limit. You can choose whatever you want in your life and you can go out and get it. And it's not going to come overnight. I have a huge vision for myself and it's been a year that I've been working on it on YouTube. I'm like posting consistently. It's a lot of work and I'm growing, but it's slow and steady. Every day it feels like nothing's really happening. But if I look from the beginning to the end of the year, I almost gained 20,000 subscribers in a year. So things are working. But in the daily activities, I don't feel like there's much change. But if I look at the grand scheme of things, I'm like, oh my God, things have changed so much since the beginning of the year. And that is the result of my dedication to the work. I'm building my brand off the fact that I'm self-improving. I'm doing the work, I'm learning something, I'm coming on YouTube and I share it. Here's a lie that I hear all the time. I've tried everything. This is just an excuse that your brain is telling you for you to stay lazy because the work actually works. If you commit to the work, you have no choice to see results. If you truly take the time to work on yourself and commit to it for a period of time, you will see a breakthrough. It is a promise that I give you. The people that say that they have tried everything are usually the people that haven't done really anything at all. It's people that are so used to instant gratification that if they want something, they'll get it. And it's not really their fault in a way because that's the world we live in with Amazon, with Instacart, with instant deliveries. You feel like if you want something, you can get it. But that gives a false message in your brain. For something that is really worth having, it takes time. It has to be earned. But ultimately, it is your fault. It is your responsibility if you think a certain way because blame doesn't get you anywhere. You have to stop blaming other people. And I know it's hard because sometimes things are really not your fault. I know it specifically for my life because I'm a professional athlete. And in our world, there are so many things that coaches do, that trainers do, that the medical staff, that teammates do that affect your career. And it feels like it's not your fault. You know, like if only that was done fairly and properly, I would not be in the space that I am right now. But the moment you start thinking about other people and what they did wrong and how it impacts your life, you're putting all that energy on other people instead of putting it on yourself. All that wasted energy that you take thinking about how other people are doing you dirty is wasted energy that you could have done to develop your skills, to develop your wisdom, to build your self-worth. Excuses and blame is just a distraction. You have to realize that when you face a setback, it's actually a gift. It's an opportunity to gain wisdom. Every single thing that happens in your life, it doesn't matter where you are, you have the opportunity to learn. And when you learn, you grow. And that is the best thing that you can do for yourself. It doesn't matter what your life situation is. There are always lessons and gems everywhere around you if you just open your eyes and have that mindset. If you commit to your growth, if you truly live that truth, you will grow because everything around you is there to support your desires. But when you start getting clouded and distracted, the world doesn't know how to reward you because you put your attention at 10 million different places. But if you focus on just yourself, you will have no choice to grow and become the version that you want to become. So think about that vision for yourself, who you envision yourself to be, how they would act, where they would live, how they would interact. You need to be clear about what that vision is. And if you are unsure of what that looks like, it's you on your grind. It's you on your self-improvement journey. It's you waking up and journaling and going on the walks and meditating and reading self-improvement books and listening to long-form educational podcasts. It's you showing that you care, showing that you are valuable, that you are smart, that you are worthy of growth. Imagine yourself a year from now and how proud you would be to have done all these micro efforts every single day. You need to harness this power of the human spirit, of your will, your freedom to exercise your will. Because anyone can change, anyone can do self improvement, but are you willing to put in the work? That's what makes the difference. Everyone can, but not everyone is willing to do it. You've probably heard me say this before because this is some mantra that I live by. Lead your life so you can lead others. If you want to be impactful, influential, leave a legacy, if you want to be someone that has an extraordinary life, it starts with you. It starts by leading yourself. I feel like I am able to lead you right now with my words because I have led myself first. I have lived the truth, and now I can just speak about it because this is my life. That's how I can impact you. That's how I feel like I have purpose. If you have a struggle with figuring out your purpose, start by focusing on yourself and showing to you that you can lead your life, that you can control what you can control. Whatever identity you thought you had about yourself, you don't have to stick to it. The first thing you have to understand to change is that your identity is not a fixed identity. You are free to be whoever you want to be. You are free to dream however you want to dream. You don't have to be explaining it to everyone. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but yourself. If everyone around you doesn't support your dream right now, it doesn't matter because once you get to that dream, the people that are meant to support you will be around you. Don't lower your standards just because the people around you have lower standards. You want to walk in the room and elevate people. You want people to look up to you. Even though I know the advice to walk in a room where you're not the smartest person because you'll get to learn from other people, that's fine. I get that with knowledge. But with your energy, you have to be in the room where you can inspire people to elevate themselves, to become better people, because ultimately, life is all about connection and relationships, and you want to bring the best out of other people. And to do that, you need to feel confident that you are bringing the best out of yourself. You can't just half commit. You need to commit to this whole journey and for the journey for the long term. This is your new life now to work on yourself. You have to fully accept that because you're not going to see the change if you half-fast it. It's almost worse when you're half and half because you're giving your brain mixed signals and then you're going through ups and downs all the time. You have to make a commitment. There is nothing more painful than untapped potential. You might think that it's so painful to change, but it's much harder to stay where you're at because you know you want to change. So if you want to change, you have to tap into your powerful self. And you are so powerful, but the world will take that power away if you're being mindless about it. Everyone's fighting for your attention. Everyone's fighting for your energy. You have to set strong boundaries and focus on you. And you might have to go through a period where you're a bit more isolated and you might lose friends, but that is necessary for you to reach the next level. You have to be careful to not give your power away. Right now, you're listening to my video. You're making my dream happen. My dream to inspire others, to impact people, to make them believe in themselves. You're making my dream happen. But what about yours? If you finish my video and you start consuming other videos, what are you doing? You're giving your power away. You have the opportunity right now to leave my video and start working on yourself. To leave my video and start asking yourself deeper questions, to journal, to reflect, to wonder, what do you want your life to look like? You have that opportunity. And if you don't take that, when are you going to change? You have the motivation, the inspiration, you have all the tools, you know what you need to do. You just got to do it. And you will face bumps on the road. You will feel challenged, but it's just life asking you, do you really want this? You have to trust that the vision that you have is yours to get. And whatever comes your way, you can overcome it because you can. And when life will test you, just understand it is a test. And you have to have unshakable belief about yourself. I'm telling you this because I am talking to younger me. I wish I started this YouTube channel sooner. I wanted to do this for so long, since 2019, and I only started to be consistent last year. I cannot even imagine where I would be right now if I started earlier. But I'm not saying that to be depressing. I'm saying that there is no better time than now. So I really hope you leave my video and you start focusing on your self-development and build yourself as your most valuable asset. And if you need structure and you need guidance and you want support in doing that, you can enter the Self-Improvement December Challenge that I created, where a bunch of us are focusing on one self-improvement daily discipline every single day just to end the year strong. And that way we start 2025 ahead of the game and ready to tackle next year. But change starts now. And if you want to start right this second, you can join the community. First link in my description. All right? I hope I see you there. And thank you so much for listening to my video and helping my dream come true. But now, what about yours? I hope you lead your life so you can lead others. I will see you very soon in a new video. Mwah.